the only local news station with nonstop news.
Oh, it's what we do. Good morning. Nonstop news is starting right now. We are the only station in town, by the way, commercial free for the next 15 minutes.
Love that. We have you covered this morning, including a look at traffic with Joy and, of course, a look at your weather with Jeannette. Good morning, Jeannette.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Made it to the middle of the week and some storms this morning, specifically in the hill country. And take a look at the temperatures across the hill country, the western hill country. Rain, cold air has moved in. Temperatures right now in the 60s, and that's from far northern Kendall County back across Kerrville, including Rock Springs. Ahead of that, it's steamy, it's warm, it's humid. We're sitting at 79 in San Antonio. Feels like it's 83 with the humidity. It's 78 in Uvalde, 79 there in Seguin. Here's a look at radar. Showers and thunderstorms moving across the western hill country. This is headed south, so Bandera County, deeper into Real County, starting to see some pockets of moderate rainfall. Gustiest storms across northern Kendall County. That's still to the north of Bernie. Bernie's starting to pick up some light rain, but if that thunderstorm continues to hold together and pushes farther south, Bernie should see that heavier rain just before 7 this morning. Fair Oaks Ranch, expect to see the rain after 7, closer to 7:30 in Helotes. 30-40% rain chance for San Antonio up until about 9-10 o'clock this morning, so roads could be a little wet by the height of the morning commute after 7 a.m. Does look drier, and then we could see some isolated showers and storms late in the day. We'll check out some hotter temperatures and drier conditions in your extended forecast coming up in under 10 minutes.
All right, so I want to check in again with photojournalist David Mendoza. He's kind of been our eye on the ground for us this morning as far as traffic. So far, I have seen nothing ahead of him but open roads. David, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm just getting onto 35 north from 410 right now. The roadways are getting a little busier, but everything for the most part is looking green citywide. I've encountered no delays, no major accidents, no big problems on the roads for right now, but I'm going to continue. I'm headed up northeast right now to 35 and 1604. I'll let you know how it looks. Back to you for now.
Okay, David, thank you. Always vigilant for us, regardless of the situation. We'll check in with him again soon. I do want to remind you, of course, of the construction closures that we have downtown, primarily in the southbound lanes of I-35 near Alamo Street. And you'll see there is starting to build a little bit of congestion in that area. Still not enough for me to say it's going to add a whole lot of time to your commute, but you will be slowing down as you move through there. That's the latest for now with your on-time traffic.
All right, Joy, thank you. We have some new details, a new story here into our newsroom. DPS issuing an endangered missing persons alert for someone with special needs. That is 29-year-old Adolfo Guillen. He was last seen along Blanco Road June 3rd. Police say stands about 5'6", got brown hair, as you can see in the picture there. If you have seen him, please call 911 immediately.
A shooting on the far west side led to a massive discovery of drugs and weapons inside a home in that area. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says a 16-year-old was trying to sell THC vape pens near Potranco in 1604 when he was shot. Authorities went to his home and found firearms, marijuana, and THC products inside. The teen's father and brother were also taken into custody. The suspected shooter is still on the run.
Right now, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is warning all of us about a local scam. They say it all started, a woman was scammed out of at least $10,000 after someone called her claiming to be a captain with the Sheriff's Department. Now, that person told the woman she needed to pay up or she would be arrested on active warrants. They even sent her documents that she claims looked pretty official. They weren't official because they weren't from them, and they never will be, because this is what you need to remember. This is super easy. The department is reminding everyone, real law enforcement will never call you and ask for money for anything, ever, over the phone. 6:44 now on this Wednesday. Now that summer is here, teenagers will be hitting the roads, many of them going on summer trips. And as fun as that sounds, it can be very dangerous for those kids.
News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon has some simple tips you can tell your kids to help keep them safe. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. You know, unfortunately, for the next 100 days, right up until Labor Day, starting Memorial Day, it's happening now, folks. These are considered the deadliest days on the roadways for your teenage driver. That is according to crash data from AAA. And sadly, Texas leads the way in the number of teens killed in crashes with more than 800 so far. Now, it's important to pay attention behind the wheel and buckle up. Experts remind teenage drivers to just lay off the gas pedal. Don't get distracted by your friends or that cell phone once you're in the car.
Summer should bring a time of joy, but it brings higher crash risks for teens, with 8 precious lives lost daily in teen-involved crashes, compared to 7 lives lost each day during the rest of the year. Teens have greater crash risks in the summer months because they spend more time unsupervised with friends, leading to devastating consequences.
That's right, and as always, talk to your teens' parents to make sure that they are safe before they get behind the wheel and go on that next big trip. Live in the Content Center, I'm Christina De Leon. Marissa, we will send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Christina. We have the latest on the deadly shooting of King of the Hill actor Jonathan Joss.
Yeah, so Josh was shot and killed off Dorsey Street over on the south side on Sunday night. He's best known as a voice actor, voicing the character John Redcorn in the long-running animated TV series King of the Hill. Fans placing candles and flowers as a vigil near the site where he died. This morning, we are taking a closer look at all the police reports that have been filed, which shows an ongoing feud between Joss and one of his neighbors, the alleged murderer. That man is named Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez. He posted a $200,000 bond yesterday, and once he is out, he will be under house arrest, tested routinely for drugs and alcohol. Also, he cannot have guns on his possession. Alvarez's next court hearing set for August 19th.
Joss's husband says they were targeted because of their sexual orientation. San Antonio police say there's no evidence Joss's death was the result of a hate crime, though. Some neighbors tell News 4 that Joss and Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez had been fighting for years over property rights. They also say Joss would walk around the neighborhood with a crossbow and yell at neighbors for no apparent reason. Joss's husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, claims they were regularly harassed, saying, quote, much of the harassment was openly homophobic. We asked former district attorney Nico LaHood about what it would take for this case to be considered a hate crime.
It would have to be the reason why they did the crime, whether it's an aggravated assault, or a murder.
LaHood also says that if there's fear of serious bodily injury or death, deadly force could be justified. The Alamo Area Metropolitan Planning Organization is working to improve walkability, traffic flow, and accessibility across San Antonio and New Braunfels. They're holding a series of public meetings in June to hear what residents think should be a top priority, like upgrading traffic signals or building safer sidewalks. Some proposals, including a $17 million sidewalk project, have been in the works for years.
This is where we get input from the public to ask them, hey, what's important to you?
The AAMPO says there's $1 billion worth of projects across 5 counties, but only $256 million to spend. The New Braunfels meeting is June 17th at the Civic Center. You can learn how to vote for projects on our website.
All right, 6:48 now on this Wednesday. ICE buses and agents once again stationed outside of immigration courts here in San Antonio. They are, however, not always loading up. In fact, one bus we saw took off empty. Immigration attorneys say that's because migrants who are in the country illegally scheduled for court are now simply not showing up. And if someone does miss, that triggers an automatic removal order. That's why the nonprofit group American Gateways says attorneys are doing everything they can to help their clients appear virtually rather than show up in person, and many times risk being detained and then deported.
Attorneys throughout the region and honestly nationwide are strategizing to do everything that they can, either to have their clients not have a preliminary hearing or to appear virtually for their preliminary hearing.
Former ICE Director Tom Homan says these faster deportations are part of the Trump administration's strategy to, quote, fix the damage done by Biden, end quote. Well, developing right now, less than 24 hours after the end of the legislative session, Governor Greg Abbott signed several bail reform bills into law.
The question now is, will that be enough? News 4 San Antonio's Tawny Davis is live to explain how some bills did not make it to the finish line. Good morning, Tawny.
Good morning. Governor Greg Abbott has left the door open for a special session less than a day after the 89th legislature adjourned for good following the 2 bill reforms that were passed into law or that failed in the Texas House. One of those bills would have denied bail to undocumented migrants with felony charges. The other would have denied bail to people previously convicted of felonies. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick raised the idea of a special session.
Whether it's in a special session or the next session, we will not stop until these criminals and these illegal immigrants who are here committing crimes and killing little girls under a bridge are put in jail forever and never let out on bail or bond.
However, Governor Abbott has indicated he's satisfied with the bail reform bills that did pass. That includes Senate Joint Resolution 5, which expands the reasons people can be denied bail. This bill passed with significant bipartisan support. There is one more hurdle to get through, though. Since the bill would amend the Constitution, the provision has to be approved by voters on this November ballot. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
All right, Tawny, thanks. And 2 new bills are headed to the governor's desk as well that could mean water relief to a Floresville subdivision in very bad need of that. That is absolutely gross what you see there. Folks living in the Arrowhead subdivision have been dealing with brown, smelly water now for 4 years. Senate Bill 1662 and 1663 should go a long way in fixing that. Those bills would require companies to notify the state within 24 hours of contaminated water and give customers at least 30 days notice. The governor just needs to sign all of them for them to become law.
Well, today is Global Running Day, and you can celebrate tonight for an evening of movement, music, and connection. Hemisphere Park is partnering with the San Antonio Marathon to host a Running Day celebration. There will be fitness workshops, health and wellness vendors, and multiple running and walking groups. It all starts at 6 p.m. tonight and runs through 9 p.m. Now's your chance to play our Father's Day trivia contest. Grab your phone and scan that QR code that takes you to the question, which is quite easy. Daily prize winners also eligible for a chance to win the national weekly $5,000 drawing. Congrats to Telma Montez, who won yesterday. Good luck.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
An area of showers and thunderstorms continuing to move south, hitting the western hill country. Over northern Kendall County right now, seeing a gusty thunderstorm, and that is producing some torrential rain, some high winds, and also frequent cloud to ground lightning. The rest of this is mostly just moderate rain. That's back across Kerr, Bandera, Real, and Edwards counties. Some of that rain is also getting into far northern Valverde County. Closer look at live power Doppler radar. Not everyone here is seeing the rain, but notice northern Kendall County is where I'm noticing the heaviest rainfall. So much so that there is now a flood advisory for far northern Kendall County. That heavy rain is also approaching Blanco from the west. I put a tracker on that, and I'm going to show you that coming up. But for the rest of the hill country, the western hill country, including northwest Bexar County, as this progresses farther to the south, if it continues to hold together, we should see the heavier rain getting into Bernie in less than 5 minutes. After that, Fair Oaks Ranch after 7, Helotes right around 7:30. Now, the heaviest rain where this storm is over northern Kendall County, that's moving closer towards the east-southeast. So if this holds together, we'll see it closer to Candalia by 6:58, Canyon Lake by about 7:37. This is the weather maker that's triggering the rain there this morning. It is a front. It's going to stall out over the hill country today, and that could help to redevelop some isolated showers and storms late in the day farther to the east. Right now in San Antonio, if you're about to head out the door, you may just see some sprinkles or patches of drizzle. I do suspect that more of that rain in the hill country will get closer to our area after 7 a.m. on and off until about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. 79 degrees, feels like it's 83 degrees. It's going to be drier as we get closer to noontime. Later this afternoon into the evening, really northeastern Bexar County and points east across the eastern hill country along I-10 could see a redevelopment of showers and thunderstorms. It does look drier Thursday and especially Friday into the weekend. Level 1 severe weather risk for late in the day for Guadalupe, Gonzales, and Lavaca County. Storms there could produce some heavy rain, which could cause flooding along with some high winds. So about a 30 to 40% rain chance here until 9 a.m., 7 to 9. This afternoon, a 20% rain chance, that after 5 p.m. Drier pattern ahead for the rest of the week into Sunday. Next Tuesday, we'll see temperatures dropping and rain chances coming back. So it is going to be heating up before it starts to cool back down later next week. Here's extended forecast for everybody else.
Live to the northeast side, you're looking at a new crash that we have discovered here along Loop 410. It's affecting the frontage road rather than the main lanes. So main lanes over here, and then this is our wreck in the frontage road. This is at Starcrest. Not a lot of details just yet, but we have photojournalist David Mendoza headed there now. So later today and on our website, we may get some more details on that if it turns out to be severe. In the meantime, we have the frontage road completely shut down in this area. Again, that's on the northeast side, Loop 410 at Starcrest. Let's talk to photojournalist David Mendoza right now. He's the one who kind of called this in for us. David, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I'm just getting onto 410 westbound right now from 35 south. 35 was a breeze getting over there. Just heard reports of this major accident. Sounds pretty severe. I'm going to head there. I'll keep you updated. Make sure you follow us on web. Until next time, drive safe and have a great Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. We appreciate it. And one last reminder about the construction closures downtown as well. That's I-35 southbound near Alamo Street. Congestion building all the way out towards the Y. That's the latest for now with your on-time traffic.
All right, thank you, Joy and David. Bass Pro Shop is giving back to the community. It says over the next 2 weekends, it'll give away more than 40,000 fishing rods to children. Tomorrow on National Donation Day, the company will be donating the rods to nonprofits. Then this weekend and the following weekend, the store will host catch and release events. It will be from 11 a.m. to 2 on Friday and 10 a.m. to 1 on Saturday and Sunday. Same times will apply for next weekend. Bass Pro Shop will also host free knot tying kits to help kids get ready for their next fishing trip.
Speaking of, this all lines up with Free Fishing Day in Texas. It happens every first Saturday of June. The Parks and Wildlife Department allowing for free fishing at any public waterway without a fishing license. That's the key there. It's a day to celebrate the sport and encourage beginners, kids, or kids of all ages to find their love for fishing. However, if you're going to fish for red snapper, you do still need a license for that. And a reminder, Texas Parks and Wildlife urging everyone to clean up their area when they are done fishing. And if you didn't see earlier, Marisa loves fishing, but just not the actual putting the rod and line in the water or anything
putting
like that.
the bait on the hook. Yeah.
Don't like any of that. Don't really want to, just want to hang out on the boat.
I just want to sit down, with a nice beverage.
It's not fishing.
Well, thank you so much for watching.